Hello everyone, welcome to another Music of the Month video. Well, yeah, it is a review technically, because we review the music that I listened to in the previous month of October, and as always, it's not necessarily just albums that were released in October, it's just albums I listened to in that month, and as always, we go through them in alphabetical order in terms of the bands. And yeah, we actually have a surprisingly stacked one. At first, October didn't look like there was going to be a lot, and then there ended up being more, mostly because some of those albums are not actually from October. But yeah, we're going to start up and work our way down. So first we have Atreyu with Then I Wake. My first Atreyu album. They were a band I never super got into, but this one wound up surprising me. I thought the style was really good. There was a lot of it I enjoyed. I really enjoyed the super heavy moments. I understand that they wanted to go for more melody this time, but I don't really have any complaints. It was just a solid metalcore album. It did what it needed to do, and I liked it. Next is Belmont with their self-titled debut. This is the first on this list to not be released in October, but instead August, and just a solid pop-punk effort. I really enjoyed it. I happened to stumble across this band like a few days, I was going to say a few days ago, but it was like last week, maybe a little bit before that. And then I found out, oh, they have an album. And I was like, oh, I'll listen to it. And yeah, turns out, really good album. Really good band. I just like the melodic hardcore pop-punk style a lot. And this is a very good throwback to that 2010 4 Year Strong era. You know, where it was like getting bigger and better and stuff. And this one focuses a lot more on the heavy, in more of a Chunk No Captain Chunk style. And I quite enjoyed it. So I've got really no complaints. Next is Black Peaks with All That Divides. Black Peaks are going to be one of the biggest British bands in music, in my opinion. Just a really solid album. I wouldn't say it's better or worse than the debut, because the debut was really good, and so is this one. It's probably not going to be in my top 10 of the year, though, neither of the previous two albums I mentioned, but I still really liked it, and it was just really good experimental metal from a British band. Yeah, just good stuff. Next is The Casualties with Written in Blood. I love my street punk. I love my punk in general, but like street punk especially, I'm getting more and more into that, and I love that like blue collar style, and this has that in spades. And with a new lead singer as well, who does an amazing job. I forget his name, but he does a great job, and there's so many great messages on the song. Just a really good, solid punk album. I really enjoyed it. Just good stuff. Next is Devour the Day with Signals. Once again, Devour the Day might be the most underrated modern rock band. I think that's because they split off from the ashes of Egypt Central, who released one album, and that was a good album. But Devour the Day have released good stuff as well. This is their third album, and I quite liked it. I thought there was a lot of good stuff to go around. Once again, it's more evened out, more balanced, and a little bit softer than previous stuff, but it's still really enjoyable, and I really don't have a lot of complaints. So, there you go. Next is maybe my least favourite album of October, and this is going to get me a little bit of hate. Disturbed's new album, Evolution. I mean, it was better than the last one because it doesn't have a random song about smoking weed for no reason. But, I don't know, it just feels like all same old. I don't know, there's a lot of familiarity with it. Like, it's a Disturbed album, so you know what you're getting, but... And I don't hate it, it's just... So, it feels more by the numbers, I guess. Like... I didn't hate it, but I didn't super love it either. It's more of a meh feeling, and to me, a meh feeling is worse than a super negative one and a super positive one. So, yeah, I don't know. Next is Hands Like Houses with Anon. My first Hands Like Houses album. I believe this is their fourth overall. I could be wrong. And once again, really enjoyable. They're an Australian band, and I like my Aussie bands. But normally you don't really get a lot of experimental art punk from Australia, and this is a rare example. And I just really liked it, you know, just good old artcore, as I like to call it, arts and hardcore. But yeah, it was really good album. There was a lot of great tracks, experimental, it built up really well, and just really enjoyable. Just a good listen. Next is Hot Snakes with Jericho Sirens. Now, technically, Hot Snakes has been around for 20 years, but this is only the fourth album because they've had a couple of breakups. And this one came out back in March, and yeah, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. Just a really solid indie hardcore sort of thing. And normally I don't like that label of indie rock because it just sounds kind of douchey, but yeah, this was a good album. It was really heavy, it was really enjoyable, and it was a lot of fun, you know, and it was nice to hear that even though this band are like 20 years old and the members are probably like in their 40s or late 30s, maybe early 40s, maybe a bit later on than that, they're still having a lot of fun, and it was just really good. Next, though, is definitely my album of the month, Ice Nine Kills with the Silver Scream. I was looking forward to this when I first heard The American Nightmare, and every song on this album is a fucking gem. Even the slightly more generic sounding ones like Freak Flag and Savages still have amazing moments. It's just such a fun blast of an album with so many lovely little touches and references thrown in, and it's in my top 10 of the year without a doubt. It just warms my heart to hear an album like this. I quite enjoyed it. I just really, really did. Next is Man with Mission with Chasing the Horizon. This one came out in June, and I like their previous stuff a lot. I did a backtracking episode about how good and how much better and better they were getting, and this album sort of feels like their last one, but it drags on a little bit. I think it is their longest piece of work, and it's still really, really good, and Man with a Mission are a really, really good band from Japan. But, no, it feels like they were holding back a little bit. Maybe it was a necessary holding back, because every band needs to have that album where they're just like, yeah, let's not go too crazy, let's pull back a little bit, and I feel like it was not a good time to do that. I feel like there was a lot of different things they could have done, but I don't really hate it. It was just, it was decent, it was good. Next is Our Hollow, Our Home with In Moment in Memory, their debut album, and yeah, just solid metalcore. Solid heavy metalcore. I really, really liked it. Don't really have a lot of complaints, don't really have a lot of superpowers. I like it more than the Man with a Mission and Disturbed albums. Chasing the Horizon came out back in June, by the way. But yeah, I liked it more than those, but not exactly cracking me top 10. It's still good, a solid debut, and I do have hope for their future. I am definitely going to listen to the next album when they drop it, so top-notch stuff. And lastly is Tonight Alive with Underworld, my first Tonight Alive album, and because of Season 5 of Backtracking being an all-female season, I figured, you know what? Let's listen to more female-fronted music. I never super got into Tonight Alive, I just thought, I'll pop this album on and see if I enjoy it, and yeah. It's a lot slower than most Tonight Alive songs I've heard, because most of them I've heard are, like, a lot heavier than this, but I liked it, I like the more melodic take, I like the usage of piano. That was really good piano for like, a punk rock-leaning album. It was really, really good piano, and just really enjoyable, just really good. Once again, not exactly cracking top 10, but there was a lot of really, really good stuff in October, and it quite surprised me, and I don't really have a lot of negatives to say about any of it, so yeah, just good stuff. I was making sure it was still Saturday, because I got a bit mixed up on the dates, so yeah. I don't really have a lot else to say, that's really all the music. Oh, by the way, Underworld came out way back in January, so glad I caught it when I did, about 9 months later after it came out. But yeah, really, really good. Just a really, really good month. Probably my second favourite month, maybe, for music after April. Like, April was so good, and it saddens me how many albums I'm going to have to cut out of April to make my top 10. But they're going to be in the honourable mentions, I promise you. Oh, God. This year's been really, really good for music, as always. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow for my next UFC review for the Fight of the Night. Hopefully, not long after that, I will have the Water Concept episode written and recorded and done and posted. Hopefully. I did write it for the next song the other day, which is Mother's Getting Weaker, so I've got a few more to write still, but I'm getting there. And before I ramble on any further, I'm just going to end it. Just good stuff. Really good stuff. I'll see you all tomorrow, I hope. Thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.